Welcome to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. Now, I believe in creationism, and that story alone is extremely hard to grasp. However, even if you believe in evolution, the future of clay and iron merging is right now. So transhumanism is the next step in human evolution. Your descendants might in the future all be cyborgs. It does make me ask serious questions to ourselves, what we are, and this reality. If you look at it in certain, let's say, perspective. I'll leave all these articles in the link in the description so you can read them if you like. Transhumanism and the future of humanity. 7 ways the world will change by 2030. And this is all next 5-10 years, involves the United Nations doctrine, right, as well. A one world economic whole called Babylon, and it was built by Rome. History is repeating itself today, and as I've said in my previous videos, it's because it's the same spirits that want revenge for going against creation the first time round, or how many times around now, 4th age, 5th age, whatever. It's happened a few times. The great cycle. And you see it transforms from wearables, an RFID chip, and then gene editing. The ethical line is far been crossed. Moral line crossed. Robotics with DARPA, but they need high advanced frequencies to bring a world grid. So that they can have human machine interfacing, as well as artificial intelligence, which is already, in my opinion, part of understanding what they're up to, in my understanding of them emulating the technological creation in their own way. And this goes very deep into understanding that there's worlds outside our own, and it could be that we're in a computer within a world within a world within a world within a computer, like within a computer within a computer, cubes. And we'll come to that now because that has to do with the black cube symbolism, soul transfer technologies, and building a world where they can, in this world, be immortal and live forever. This technology is not to save us. It's to go against creation. It's to go against spirituality. There is no spirituality with this, because you will no longer have free will. You will be a slave to an artificial intelligence which will have control over your life in the end. As it is, they're going to put us in the situation where if you want food and you want to travel and you want to keep your job, You're gonna have to take the vaccination for this COVID epidemic. That's not really. Everyone's dying of something in this world. Mostly it's because of the things we either eat or breathe. You know, the things that they've put inside us through vaccinations as children. Which in fairness then causes another problem, which then they have to offer another solution. And this is what we're getting into, you know, understanding the power within yourselves to change, right? To change yourself, to make yourself better. For our thoughts can cure diseases alone. Can cure cancer alone. Our thoughts. I will prove it. So I jumped the gun a little, so I should have done it on that, talking about soul transfer on this one and energy. But if it cannot be destroyed, if you want to believe in Einstein, right? If it cannot be destroyed, it must then, according to Dr. Einstein, be transformed into another form of energy. What is that new energy? Could we call that new creation a ghost? Now obviously there's truth and lies, and there's to go through it, this type of stuff would require a lot more deep thinking. Because you gotta understand, a ghost is a soul, right, of a person that was once living in this reality. Yeah, their soul didn't go to destination A, heaven, or B, hell, right? They stayed in purgatory. And you go, oh, it's a made up thing. And I go, well, I don't know about that. I'm very spiritual today. I did a spirit session walking just by myself with my phone from my house to my girlfriend's in town, and there's some interesting things. Told me to go in the pub. So we're all being poisoned, right? And stop it. They're trying to offer us their solutions, okay? So I'm gonna show you some things now. Once it stops messing around. Okay. Firstly, to do with the past. Now this is another part of the paradigm of understanding how they've reinforced history of the lies of Rome and Greece, and completely erased 1,000 years of history. Right? That's missing, really. So this has to do with theurgy and transhumanism. So it was a system of magical practices in the late Roman Empire. It was applied to Neo-Platonism. The theurgists aimed to enable human bodies to assume divine attributes, that is, to become deities. I aim to show that much of the structure of theurgical Neo-Platonism, mouthful, appears in transhumanism. Theurgists and transhumanists share a core Platonic Pythagorean metaphysics. They share goals and methods. The theurgists practiced astrology, the reading of entrails, the consultation of oracles, channeling deities, magic, and the animation of statues. The transhumanist counterparts of those practices are genetics, self-tracking with biosensors, artificial intellects like Google and Siri. You see, because Google is part of an AI, right? We're feeding it. Siri brain-computer interfaces, programming, and robotics. Transhumanism techno-theurgy shows how Neoplatonism can be a modern philosophical way of life. This is about the rise of Babylon and Rome in the past. It's very hard to put history back together again when you got to understand that space is not forever expanding to begin with. You see, and it's water. This is about understanding your own existence, you see. It goes way... These topics go so deep. But everyone needs to know. So this is...
An Upart, out-of-place artifact, is a term applied to dozens of prehistoric objects found in various places around the world that, given their level of technology, are completely at odds with their determined age based on physical, chemical, and/or geological evidence. Uparts often are frustrating to conventional scientists and a delight to adventurous investigators and individuals interested in alternative scientific theories. In 1991, the appearance of extremely tiny coil-shaped artifacts found near the banks of Russia's Kozym, Narada, and Balbany rivers brought about a debate that had continued to this day. These mysterious and minuscule structures suggest that there may have been a culture capable of developing nanotechnology 300,000 years ago. These manufactured coils were initially discovered during geological research associated with the extractions of gold in the Ural Mountains.
Let's just say there for a second, stop it, 3,000 years ago, that my hypothesis is that it takes 3,600 years but it goes back to zero, space-time, right? And all souls will be judged. And the Babylon and the transhumanism is near the end. 3,000 years is not far off it, but it's not right, is it? You know what I mean? Time today. For example, I know there's two suns in the sky, and it's still a mystery in some way. I know they've got shields and technologies in low Earth orbit and all sorts of things, right? I saw two suns today, and I'm going to do a video about that shortly. I can't remember where I was going with that. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to show you where. I'll leave all this in the link in the description. It says there's thousands of out-of-place artifacts found across the Earth that they don't want to explain because it leads to the truth, right? That history has never been told correctly, and the only time we could ever know the truth, as the Bible says, is today, right? History is repeating itself, and all the things that we perceive of going on aren't quite what it is. For example, I see the series Game of Thrones likely to what it was like in the ancient past when these things did walk the earth, and giants and all sorts of other different things, and they were released upon the earth from the underworld, as well as having a hive-minded humanity type situation at the same time. Diabolical, the 42 months, right? Like, if that's to be true, right? If that, all out war between both the heavens and the underworld, and we're caught in between. It's just a thought. This is just trying to say that whatever's going on today is more likely gone in the past, right? There's nothing new under the sun. But I say the technological sun now, right? So the Gnostic, Luciferian, New Age, Babylon revisited. Remember, Babylon was a one-world culture of fake peace that got washed away by the gods, which I've been doing more research. It says that, the windows of the heavens were opened and the springs of the earth were also, let out, flooding the earth so that no mountain peak could be seen. These people want revenge for that. And every time you see the V, that's what it means. Vengeance. Vendetta. This is why they're using geoengineering to flood the earth, while everyone thinks it's a globe, because they've brainwashed us and drugged us all. For the power of suggestions on the television, which is hypnotherapy, ladies and gentlemen. It is. Look that up. We've all been hypnotized from birth to believe a lie so that they can get away with destroying the earth, emulating it, and seeking immortality, right? The wrong way. Right? We're already immortal if in a way, our souls, if you want to be spiritual, which is why these people want to have a new body and a new system so they can evade judgment, because they have done serious evil shit to build this corrupt civilization to begin with, right? We, all the people, some more than others in certain countries, are responsible, and our ancestors wiped out the natives. Not saying humanity's inherently evil though, because I believe that in the past, just as it says in the Bible, no one will be able to lift their hand for 1,000 years in hate, because everyone will be on the same page about the knowledge of creation, as it is coming full circle. The Alpha and the Omega. Which one are you? If you want to be an Alpha, you got to get with creation and understand it. It's based on sacred geometry, and that's based on perfect circle, and this relates to frequencies and water, energy. So the Sumerian literature, let's roll up a little bit. Babylonian theme revisited. Too many people. Depopulation. Agenda 2130. Bill Gates. I wonder who their Bill Gates was. Let's find out. Right? There's one guy. If you research, you will see the similarities of the build-up of our civilization today, how corrupt it is, the bombing of innocents to create migration issues and war and non-stop war and more, right? To then build a one-world economic beast system of peace, right? And everyone's going to be transhumanized, and no one's going to be able to buy or sell anything, because if you haven't taken the mark, you can't do so. Because you refuse, right? Because you want to keep your soul. Man, this stuff is just deep. I know. But I'm really trying to make you understand the fundamental importance of, wow, the great cycle, in my opinion, 3,600 years. Nanotech explains ancient Roman color changing cup. 2 civilizations existed. One was contribution based, 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, and the other one, well, 1,000 years of the devil because it says so in the Bible, right? What does that mean? It means there's an intelligent design to this place. It means that, you know, creation. It means there's a creator or creators to build this place under the water of another world. If we want to read it biblically, either way, it ain't what you've been told from birth. Again, you can read the articles. I know I'm babbling on a bit, right? So, technologies are going to save us and make us superhuman, right? Coronavirus cure. Groundbreaking nanoparticles could wipe out COVID-19 infections. Claim. You know, what can save humanity is looking back at the past and realizing that the things they see in those manuscripts are actually real. That the technologies they wear on their head actually work based on thoughts, right? That they can manifest things into this reality with their mind and their thoughts using enhancing technologies, spiritual technologies. Honestly, and this is all based on using knowledge of sacred geometry. How important is sacred geometry? Really? I tell you what, you know, it can save us all. And it will, when the time is right. But we all have to go through this trials and tribulations, right? To find our soul and to help others find theirs. And not, and hopefully not, you know, be the unexpected thing that they don't want you to be, right? That they never told you that you could be, so to speak. Because they don't like spontaneity and they don't like the truth at all. Israeli startup says its nanotech masks and robes may block coronavirus. Okay. A lot of people are in fear today, and if you're listening and this is you, you're in fear of a virus that is going around. I'm telling you, please do some digging around and do some diligent research. I promise you there's nothing to fear but fear itself and the programming, which is heavily Zionistically agenda driven, because it's propaganda. The same thing that happened to the Nazis, the Jews, are now happening again. Pretty soon, they could be, many white people could be a target. The Muslim uprising. Nationalists versus globalists. Meanwhile, in foreign lands, there's another video coming up. Iran, mysterious events there. Bombs going off in nuclear reactor areas. 5, in fact. 5 mysterious events. And I caught the image. I watched the first video of it, you know, and what I saw was a black triangle craft. Right? More again, I have to prove it my word, right? Every video. if you listen. Many people won't bother. Nanobots kill off cancerous tumours as fiction becomes reality. Don't do it. It's a trap. They are the ones that have given us the diseases. They're the ones that have given us the cures and the cancers, and their evil then solutions after it. Chemotherapy, right? Which is not a cure. But what I'm telling you next is, and again, this is understanding sacred geometry and frequencies, and understanding your water, and this mind is all mind over matter in this reality. And if you continue watching, you will see, you will learn, and I hope you will go on. And although it's scary in this world, try not to fear as much. You know, death can come at any moment from anywhere, and we should not fear it, because we technically are immortal, right? Our souls. We are going to be persecuted for our beliefs in this 100%. You know? Doesn't matter what colour your skin is in the end, no. It's all of humanity that's been manipulated to go against itself, as I'm trying to show you. So Royal Raymond Rife, life's work. Cancer cure suppressed for 8 years. They're finally admitting it. Royal Raymond was right. Frequencies can cure all diseases. With knowledge and positive thoughts. Power of suggestion and intention, i.e. with spellcasting, which is the power of free, asking for something, prayer, right? Ask for free, but it's with attention. And then there's these things. There's so much information about frequencies and the cure of diseases, but I'm going to get into the thought-based stuff here. Now, the Montauk Project, how many of you heard of that? Really? And how the government has built this psychic chair that they can manifest objects from nothing into reality. Really. And that is where I'm going with the ancient past too. Imagine the ability to use your mind and enhance your thoughts to the point where you can use technology to manifest things into existence. Just, oh, I thought it, and there it is. Do you understand how godlike that is? But it's real. We can do these things. The power, all in the mind. How research is proven the true healing power of the placebo. Multiple scientific studies show placebos work. It's all in the mind. I'm getting better. I feel better. You must, you know, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. There. That's it. Belief. Power free. Spellcasting. Intention. Please, I beg you, help me get better. With exercise, a change of diet, right? Detoxing your body from all the chemicals that they've put in there. You're going to be better. And I'm not joking. That is it. You know, all the people that are suffering now, got incurable kidney disease like me, it doesn't have to be that way. You can cure yourself with frequencies. You don't need their solution of a transplant like I did. You know, like this is that powerful. You can cure yourself with your own mind. Ask yourself, like now, if you have problems, literally just say, could it please, you know, heal me. Heal yourself. But it's about belief too. And a lot of this stuff comes with understanding spirituality, I suppose. You know, you have guides around you. You can ask them to call upon them. You can do the research and how to communicate with your spirit guides. Start there. You know, the science of healing thoughts. Okay, this is the solution. Knowledge is power, but we need to know the past in order to actually bring in a new revival, right, of the old knowledge of creation, the knowledge from the golden age of time itself. Because if you're academic, you have to admit, if you research the Sumerian literature, that knowledge comes from the heavens, and so does kingship. The people in charge today are not connected to the heavens, they're connected to the underworld. They're demons in human form. There's many in clones and celebrities today, all through deception in the guise of science. So, as much as I am speaking about these horrendous things and their deception, which is not easy to speak of or to hear about, I'm also trying to offer you this time the light as well, which is you. You're a star, right? You are a star, a rainbow, in fact, because your chakras are in the water within you. Till next time, please share, like and subscribe.